Hello YouTube, welcome to my Firestarter Fissure Warbringer Warrior guide. This was my league starter and it's absolute a blast to play. Basic gameplay consists of just straight burning everything in your path with a stampede, but for general mapping for rares and bosses we got like things like Forge Hammer, Volcanic Fissures, and if you need like Rolling Slam or Supercharged Slam depending like which one you want to use for a single target. I prefer like Rolling Slam because it's fast and less clunky than the Supercharged Strike. But the most fun part of the build is we get almost a minute of Ancestral Cry, which is a highlight for this build. The tech mostly works for general mapping, since by the time we engage with the bosses we usually don't have max endurance charges or the glory for the most part, since the bosses die immediately anyway, we don't really need it. But until GG fixes how glory generation works, mostly it's just a gimmick which just ruins all the skills attached to it, except the banner. Like banner, war banner in general, it's a very good play, like it's a very good skill to use, and you kinda have like enough glory to spam it, which is not the case for the Ancestral Cry, at least if there is not enough density. If there is enough density, then Ancestral Cry is pretty much gonna be always up. But you will have like a 1 minute, and in 1 minute you can clear like half of the map. And not to mention that the skill itself gives you so many buffs, it's absolutely insane. Alright, but enough of that, I will be doing one map just to showcase how the build performs. I have it right here. Well, hi YouTube, well, hello YouTube. We're gonna just drop this one. We ain't going ham with the actual modifiers. We don't really need to, because it doesn't really matter, because you're gonna have like time of your life in the map, right? You're gonna be running, destroying everything, then one abyssal mob will come and one-shot you. Welcome to Life of the Warrior. But in general, like, we don't really die all that much. Anyhow, so what we do when we start the map is pretty much sprint, get stunned, and die. Just sprint and make sure to not get heavy stunned. Even though, like, with we are a Warbringer, we have the block capped. As you can see right now, we do have the endurance charges, and we get them fairly easily since we are a Warbringer, and pretty much every skill destroys armor. I will talk about the tech, how to get the endurance charges. Right, we have the breach over here. This is probably like not the best map to showcase, but oh well. You don't really need, like, I'm using the other skills just so you can see that, but in general all you do is pretty much just stampede and everything is gonna get burned. And as you see, like, even the rares, like, my weapon is kinda insane right now. I crafted like one pretty good one. Alright, this is one of the spicy ones. I think I put one with a crit, so as I said, you're a warrior, doesn't really matter how much armor you got, there's just gonna be that one mob that will delete everything. So in general, this is up everything. Okay, we have already Ancestral Cry, and this is what I was talking about. So we have like 42 seconds, mainly because I'm an idiot and I forgot to put the quality gem on my Ancestral Cry, which increases the how many seconds you get with each endurance charge. But yeah, like 40 seconds is more than enough. The only problem is, like, it doesn't charge while it's already in use, so you have to wait like 1 minute to start gathering again. And as I said, that can become like a pretty big problem like later on. But in general, like, look at this. If this is not the most visually like appealing build, then I don't know what it is. Also, it does fry your GPU as well. It's great, like when you get the abyss with like so many monsters, when your FPS tanks, it's beautiful, man. It can be a PoE build if your FPS is not like below 20, right? So, perfect PoE build. Right, so I'm gonna stop here when it comes to this, since we don't really need to kill all the rares. But in general, as I said, the build is pretty good. It's fairly tanky, like you can always make it more tanky, and there is like a lot of room for improvement when it comes to the actual gearing. Same with the speed. I am right now using the haste aura and hasted pet, which is absolutely not mandatory for the build. Honestly, you could just go for like more defense, like scavenge planting and stuff like that, or get maybe more endurance or a flammability threshold for the mobs. Forgot what was the call of that aura. We have like another options for the auras. You don't really need it. Once I get to the gearing section, you'll see. But yeah, build is pretty great, pretty fun to play. I will put at the end just like one boss. I forgot that this is not a boss in map, at least I don't think so it is. So I will give the showcase of the boss as well. But yeah, pretty much everything just gets absolutely melted. You don't really need to do, like, as you can see, like my hammer can just one-shot everything, even without the Fissure, and Fissure is like the most important part how we do like all the damage, because the amount of procs we do with like the Stampede. One thing to note, I refuse to play with the totems, which are absolutely also insane. So if you want to play like a totem playstyle, that one is up to you. You can easily fit it in instead of like using like something like a rolling slam, or just like removing a rolling slam, or removing one of the auras, because like I said, you don't really need a pet, and you can put easily the totem there, because totem does give like some insane buffs, but I just don't want to play totems. Alright, so that was the general like mapping idea how it goes. It's as I said, like we are pretty fast, we can go even faster. As I said, like one of the chase items later on what you want to get is the meta that everybody is doing is pretty much the surrounded with the helmet. I will be posting the update, there will be a written guide, and that is where all the updates will be. But for now, like let's talk first about the skill tree. As I said, we are playing a Warbringer, so while you're leveling, basically you can start out with either like Warcaller's Bellow. I start with this one because it's much easier to like explode corpses and just spam like Infernal Cry at the beginning just to buff all the attacks. Also, like I forgot to mention, you can kind of keep buffing it, like empower your attacks, like Stampede during the map. I kind of just don't care because everything just dies anyway. But yeah, generally you would want to like whenever you're surrounded, at least buff Stampede so you do like more damage with that one. And that is it. So you would start with Renly's Training, you would grab Anvil's Weight, and then it's Jade's Heritage. Encasing Jade is very good, because like this buff doesn't ever fall off. You can use it, I kinda never do, but you get like a permanent 10% physical damage reduction, which is absolutely amazing. And for the fourth one, you don't really need, like Turtle Charm is definitely not worth it, mainly because you take 20% of the damage from the block hits, which is a huge amount, because right now we don't take any. Like sure, you would get like 75. The one more problem with it going to 75, you would need to take like a lot more block nodes, but right now I literally have this block, and I think this one right here, and that's it. And we are block capped. I have like one block gem, but once you get the surrounded node, there's one node for block here, increase the block chance while surrounded, which is, as I said, like once you get the helmet, you're kind of always surrounded, so it's always active, which is absolutely insane. Then you have like increased attack damage by 100%. So yeah, like these nodes are insane. It's probably gonna get nerfed, but the helmet itself is very expensive, like around 7 to 8 divines. But yeah, that is gonna be one of those like finalizing the build kind of items. Now let's get back to the skill tree. So you go with your general like warrior pathing, right? We just try to save as many points as we can. We grab the first one that is very required, is like Blood Rush. In general, like skill speed, like warrior's clunky, warrior's slow. So this one is kind of mandatory for everything. As I said, you can follow like any of the general like warrior guides, like warrior build guides for this. This build becomes operational as soon as you get, pretty much as soon as you get like a Forge Hammer. Forge Hammer is like, I think it's skill level 9. So for general like leveling, Stampede is also fine as soon as you get it. Forge Hammer is gonna be like your main source of damage. So as soon as you get Forge Hammer, you can just focus on that one damage wise and like pretty much like two-shot all the rares during the campaign. So as I said, I won't go too much into details regarding the skill tree. The only change I want to say, like we are going with the endurance charges, so that is the one thing we want to get. We are also avatar of fire, which means that we only like do the fire damage, so make sure to focus only on that. So rings, anything like physical cold, like forget about it. We are only doing the fire damage, so only fireworks. As I said here, the tree, like what is gonna be finished up, we are also converting all the evasion rating to armor. I'll talk about that in a second. We don't like if you don't want this node, it's fine. The reason why like my armor is kind of like extremely bad actually right now. It's on like 7,000. It can be much more, but with the combination of my gear, it's like this one helps because it gives me like I think like 1,000. If I like remove this over like 1,000 evasion that I had before, so 1,000 armor is good, and it's gonna get even. Actually, I don't think like. Oh yeah, the conversion doesn't work, like this increased evasion rating doesn't work. But either way, like 1,000 now, and once we get the helmet is also evasion, which is gonna tank my armor for a bit, but considering the nodes give a lot of armor, it's gonna be fine. Anyhow, that is it for the skills. Oh yeah, for the jewels as well, Time Lost Ruby. These ones are all gonna be like preferential. I just bought this one, gives like 2 melee damage in radius. small passive, so all this get to more like damage, since we got like a lot of passives in here. This ones, for example, give like 6 strength instead of 5, and we get like a lot more damage out of it. But overall, this is how it looks like. So we also have the Molten One's gift, so this is how we basically broken armor affects the fire damage from hits. There is one weird interaction, I'm not really sure, I don't think it even works. That one converts, like basically we can, once we fully break the armors, it's working for fire damage, right? But I don't think this one, the armor inversion, so breaking enemy armor to below 0, I don't think this one actually works, because I didn't see any damage difference when I tried with this node, so that's why like 4th ascendancy isn't really that important, because we don't really need to go for the block, because as I said, like this will just make you take unnecessary damage, and 52 block chance is very easy to get as a Warbringer, and it's good enough. Especially because we are using a Chernobog. This thing, once I talk about items, it's absolutely insane damage wise. So yeah, that is pretty much for the skill tree. Now like for the items, I'm gonna be like honest here, you don't really need like I'm using Astramentis and I'm using the Morior Invictus. You don't need them. Like these are not mandatory. I don't think, let me see here. The kind of armor you want is something like this. This is much better defense wise, so you want a Warlord Curious because it has like the implicit is you already have the 17 armor applies to elemental damage. I think it can roll to 25, so yeah, that one is very good. If you get that one, pretty much as you can see, like the stat wise, you can get even more elemental conversion, so like your armor affects your defenses as well. You can get one more there. Mine just went with like defenses. This was my previous one, so as I said, this is much better option for an armor if you can't afford something like Morior. Like this one, I just it had like a max life and 10 spirit. Like the stun threshold, I would want elemental resist here, and like it's not even qualified, so it could have had like more armor. But in general, like I just took this one because it was like very cheap early into the league, and it already had like all the life sockets in there, so it was worth it for sockets alone just to grab it. But yeah, absolutely not necessary. As I said, like normal chest will do just as fine, actually much tankier, unless you roll like the perfect one. The only reason why I got this one is a spirit as well. Like I have spirit on a chest. For example, this one doesn't have. If you would go for this, you would have to sacrifice something. For the necklace, I went with Astramentis, honestly, because as a warrior and us using the Giant's Blood, it's very difficult to get the stats requirements, and I just wanted to avoid the headache, so I just went with Astramentis. You can absolutely go with a normal amulet. I have one right here. Let me see. The general one is one that you want with the skills. Okay, where is the damn shot? I know what I'm doing. Anyhow, you want something like this. Alright, so like life, spirit, because you're gonna need some spirit as well. So like a 40 spirit is what you want to aim, like somewhere on a gear 40 spirit. And 2 to melee skills, 3 is obviously the best, but like getting to that is insane, and getting the stats, because you will need the stats as well. And we allocate Lay Siege no matter what, because Lay Siege is the best we can get. 1% damage per chance to block. We already have 52% chance to block, so 52% more damage is always nice. And that is up for that. So the weapon wise, right, so I would suggest to craft your own weapon. There is like plenty of guides how to craft it. If you wanted one, make sure to comment down below, and I'll make a quick YouTube guide about it. It's really not that difficult to make it. You do need to have like some currency for it, so just buy, since a lot of people are already like crafting like crazy, so you can probably get one similar to this one relatively cheap if you don't want to craft it by yourself, but I would suggest to personally craft it because it is really not that hard. Alright, so what you're looking for is we wanted the flat, as much flat damage as we can get, so T1, T2, like T1 is very expensive, T2, T3 are much more affordable, increased physical damage. So we want the flat damage with the essence, and gain life as extra fire damage. You can grab this one. This one I got because it's an essence, right? But you can buy one if you are buying a weapon. I suggest to buy one with increased weapon skills, so 100% more weapon elemental damage to attacks, and make sure that it's only a physical weapon with elemental damage to attacks. That is very important. So you want like a flat fizz and only elemental damage to attacks. For the secondaries, all attack skills. If you need like stat requirement, for example, if you don't have enough strength, you can go for that one. And attack speed is also good. What you're gonna aim is something like this. Onslaught is optional, but Onslaught is absolutely amazing. I mean, I used like Onslaught helmet for a very long time, even into the mapping, until I switched to like a normal helmet. So Onslaught, amazing, gives you movement speed, gives you skill speed. One of the two things that make like warriors actually like playable. And this one right here is the desecrated mode, chance for mace slam skills to cause aftershocks. This is absolutely insane. You want to grab this one. Like, this is what you want to get for your desecrate mode. I know you can go with a flat physical as well in desecration, which is much easier to craft. But this setup right here is much stronger for the build that we are doing, because we are causing a lot of fissures. We want aftershocks, so they proc even more. So they interact so much better. There is one for fissures as well, but this one affects single target. The one for extra fissures, I tested it, it's simply not worth it. It only works on like normal fissure attacks. It doesn't even work, for example, if you are using a stampede and a crater. I don't think it actually works on more fissures or on the crater ones. We're gonna talk about the skills later on. For the gloves, this is something like you want to look for. Obviously, this one's gonna be like much more expensive. You want to go for all the stats that we have. So you're looking for fire damage to attacks, since only that one works. Physical won't work since we are using Avatar of Fire. So it has to be fire damage to attacks. 5% as well on rings can work, but like for example, that physical part of this ring does not work because we are Avatar of Fire. So yeah. 2 level to melee skills is mandatory, life is mandatory, fire damage to attacks. Attack speed is one of those like things, quality of life, you can get it great if you, but the rest is more important than that. For the belt, you want the resists and strength. Oh yeah, like if you can get attack speed, for example, get strength. You will need strength on everything if you're gonna want to meet the stat requirements on weapon like this. As you can see, I have right now 461 with Astramentis and like pretty decent roll gear. So what you're looking for here is maximum life strength and double or triple resistances. You can also get the desecrate mode that charms gain charges per second. We have some neat like charges like this one, immune to bleeding. They have charges per second, create consecrated grounds, and with this one you gain even more charges. So it's pretty much, if you ever get bleed, you're gonna have like this one up all the time. Same goes like you want to have one with freeze and get one for stun. And that is about it for the charms. Oh yeah, belt, I would suggest the base that gives you like more stun threshold. We really don't want to get stunned. Like as a melee guy, especially like if I'm gonna be playing with a supercharged slam, stun threshold is gonna be very important. I talked already about the chest, as I said, like a double resist, spirit either on a chest or an amulet, so you have to decide where. If you get for Astramentis, it's gonna have to be on your chest. Not the Invictus, as I said, not mandatory. None of this is like mandatory. This one is just a high quality of life. That's about it. For the rings, something like this is what you're looking for. So flat fire. This is not okay. Maybe this one's not a perfect example, but you want a fire. You want to get as much life on it, obviously resists, and recover maximum life on kill. Like you can get this through the jewels. I just happened to like break this one, and this was the only option I had, so just took that one. Here, pretty much the same. As you can see, we have life. Physical doesn't work. That evasion rating at least is converted to armor. So yeah, all elemental resist, chaos, and that's pretty much it. You want to just like use the rings for flat fire. Fire percentage is also good, but like mainly for life, fire resists. So how you do it, it's up to you. For helmet is the same. As I said, you don't want to, like if you're planning to switch to the surrounded tech, don't focus too much stat wise on the helmet. For example, don't focus like having the main resist or like triple res on a helmet, because it's gonna be very difficult for you to change that one if you want to go for the surrounded. But yeah, in general, what you want is high armor, higher life, strength, and whatever resist you want. Like I have chaos on it right now, and this is a very neat mode. Like increased glory generation. As I said, it works for everything. This is not just a knock. Glory generation is usually you have it one for banner skills. Like there is all over the place. This one is just like working on any glory skill, so it's a very very good one to take. But as I said, it's not mandatory. You just need you just need to have, because Ancestral Cry has. Once you pop this one, the damage difference is like absolutely insane. Once we go to the skills, you will see how much damage this thing actually does. It's pretty ridiculous. And as I said, like Astramentis, we show the amulet plus melee skills as well. Boots, high movement speed, life, strength, resists. That's about it. Reduced amount of chill is probably like better here if you can get it instead of the freeze one, because like we kind of get chilled ground like all the damn times and stuff like that. Anyhow, that is it. Then we come to the highest damage. This thing is ridiculous. It's gonna add so much. So just to showcase, if we go on under my skills, let's go take for example Forge Hammer. The tooltip just shows 80k. Just for the shield alone, that thing dropped by 28k. Just shield is insane. Like Chernobyl, this is like the best in slot. Granted, it has like a great stats as well for us, and remember, we don't have to worry about like the block chance of the shield itself, since we are a Warbringer. This is a big difference, because usually if you are not playing a Warbringer, you would want, since it only has 26 block chance, you would need to like corrupt it, which is very expensive to do. As a Warbringer, you can just get like one with a perfectly rolled stats. Even if it's a corrupted one, you can just straight buy it, so if somebody bricked it. So that is pretty much it. But yeah, very good, super strong, absolutely insane damage there. And that is it for the gear itself. Oh yeah, for the flask, you just get one with charges per second, that's about it. That's like the only thing that matters. Now let's talk about the skill gems. So here, Maester, don't worry about this, I just keep... I'm still testing, as I said, I have a written guide down there below. Check that one out if you need... to see the changes that are happening. There might be a final video after I'm done with the build, but there's still plenty of things that I need to like test and do. But in general, like this is what I'm happy about for now. So we are gonna go with the Forge Hammer. The first one here, Exploit Weakness, is absolutely insane. So basically what you want to do on the bosses is you drop a Fissures, right? You drop a Fissures, you Stampede, you want to break the boss's armor first. You don't want to drop the hammer, because like we have the Exploit Weakness, so once this hits, then like it's fine. As long as, and since we are using the Ancestral Tree, so this thing, Ancestral Tree is like 14 seconds cooldown for it to like get back. So you definitely want to wait and break the armor, because like this multiplier is absolutely nuts. We have a Fire Attunement here, Fist of War 3, Fire Penetration and Elemental Armament. You can just switch around, or like for example like Fire Attunement is the last one, I would say, something like this. Fist of War is definitely one you want to get as soon as possible, because if you are spamming it, like if you are still early and you spam Forge Hammer more, you want to go with the Fist of War 2 instead of 3. Like I said, like this one is mainly used for like the big damage phases on like the rares, so I don't proc it as often, so having 3 is much better, because this one is 40 seconds cooldown to activate, but it doubles the effect. Meanwhile, the Fist of War 2 is like only 4 seconds. Now for the Fissure. Fissure is here mainly, it is a damaging one, but I usually use it for like a different purpose here. So we have the Syzygy here, which is absolutely amazing, also like very funny in the word, Syzygy. Intimidate is basically guaranteed with this build. It's a debuff that makes the bosses take like 10% more damage and reduce damage dealt by 10%. All you have to do is basically like the way that procs, as you can see, heavily stunning enemies are ignited and fully armor broken with supported skills will permanently be intimidated, which means that you just need to do it once. And since we are using that one and we are using the Enduring Impact as well, so we gain endurance charges on heavy stunning a unique enemy with this support skill. This is like mainly the tech for like the bosses in general, because we want to like once we stun them with this, because like this thing will stun primarily more than anything else, because like it has hits from supported skills that consider crushing blows, and since we have like so many fissures, like the stun bar is gonna get depleted, and as I said, this is more of a utility rather than a flat like damage skill. It does like pretty decent damage on its own, but yeah, it's more like a utility for stuff like that. Stampede is our bread and butter, like for just general map clearing. So Crater is mandatory. That's the only way for us to create the fissures in the first place. Then we get the Aftershock, Fire Pen, Armor Break. This is the reason why we are constantly, like while mapping, I have full charges, okay? It only says like we don't care about like the physical part, like that one doesn't matter, it doesn't even work. 20 chance to gain endurance charge when support the skills fully break armor, which is very easy to do. Like as I said, we have the anvil's weight, which is all our hits, 10% of the hits that like break enemy armor. If you're having trouble like generating charges even with this, you can always add like increased armor break for instead of like elemental armament on this one, because it's as I said, like this one is used for like general mapping, but even if you drop this one, it's gonna be still a good clear, like so increase like armor break, but usually you won't need it. As I said, like we are the whole point is to not use any of the armor break stuff, because we are playing a Warbringer. But yeah, if you need like more support to proc like endurance charges, that's up to you. Now Ancestral Cry, as I said, this thing has absolutely insane damage. Like once we get to the, as you can see here, like 53,000 with our steps, like and this is active. Remember, we are doing this for 1 minute almost. So like this is just like a passive thing that keeps happening like all the time. We create the Jagged Grounds, we explode the Jagged Grounds, like we are doing so much damage with this, it's ridiculous. Like this entire thing is so damn fun. So once you pop it, you pretty much God mode enabled. Unless you get like one shot, then it's well, oh well. Welcome to Warrior, I guess. So Rolling Slam, this one is entirely optional. We just need like something for a single target. Like Stampede, as much as the fun the skill is, it's very annoying to use, especially on bosses. Like you can't really maneuver properly or do anything. That's why like Rolling Slam is here. Supercharged Slam works as well, but I'm not a big fan of just standing in one place for like 3 seconds. But if you fully charge that, majority, like everything is just gonna get one shot. If it's not one shot, it's gonna be stun locked, and then it's gonna die like soon after that. So, but yeah, and I only have like 4 links on this one. Well, I can get the final one. I'm just like testing everything. But yeah, basically we just add like more damage to this. As you can see, second slam like does a whole lot more damage as well. So very good. We can also like add like armor break on this one if you want. It's up to you, but in general it's like pretty fast. Like with my attack speed and everything, like this is fine, but we can get much faster than that. Infernal Cry, obviously, as I said, this one, the way that you want to like work with it, since we do have a cooldown on it right now, if you would get like Warcaller Bellows, then you could pretty much like spam it before you do any single ability. You can literally just have it spammed, but yeah, right now it has a cooldown. So the way that I approach combat now is I don't start with the endurance, with the Infernal Cry, because I want to explode the hammer, so I want to have that one ready for that's the main attack that I want to like activate. So on bosses I usually do this, Stampede to break armor, then Infernal Cry and drop the hammer, because this is gonna be your like most damaging ability by far. And then for Infernal Cry we have the efficiency just to reduce the cost, Raging Cry to get more rage, cooldown recovery too, just to speed it up. You don't need this one if you have the Warcaller's Bellow, and mobility, just as you're moving, like it takes like less movement speed, like just quality of life stuff. Now this part, absolutely not necessarily, entirely optional. I just like having the haste aura, and that's about it. Like you don't need it, honestly, as I said, like because it's costing me so much spirit. Like this thing alone is like what, 24.9 spirit. I did just like 5 quality just to reduce enough. So if I remove it, I have 70, which I could literally put 2 more auras. Well, I actually don't have like slots for it, but I could put like 1 more aura and just fully buff it, get because for example here I only have like vitality 1, I could put vitality 2, I could put life on kill as well. So as I said, this one right here is entirely optional. I just like to go fast, that's about it. For this other things that I can suggest, Scavenge Plating, and one more is I just forgot the name. Let me see here. Do we have any spirit gem? Right, so Overwhelming Presence is also like a good enough. We are stunning. elemental threshold is always nice, so you have that one. You can also go with like a more defensive options, like magma barrier would be absolutely insane if it would actually like be raising a shield, because we could generate the charges that way, but we can get like block chains. For example, if for some reason you want to go turtle charm, this is one more way to increase that block chance, because it gives 25 plus you get 5 from quality as well, so there is that one. So scavenge planting is there for the, we can get a pretty decent chunk of armor. Honestly, I would suggest that one just for the defense alone. I will be still testing. There is like a couple of more things. There is one for the charges that I wanted to see as well if it's gonna work. With Dancer, this one as well can be used as a defense buff since it knocks back enemies, and you can put like stuff like blind on it. So we do have like a defensive option. Herald of Ash is also like option while leveling, but this one, once you get the good enough gear, this one becomes absolutely relevant. More like Herald of Ash, am I right? So yeah, it's only good like during the leveling, but otherwise, nah. Try to like remove this one as soon as possible. It's simply not, it's not good for the build. And that is pretty much it on the skills. Oh yeah, like forgot two more ones to mention. War Banner, absolutely ridiculous. This thing, if Ancestral Cry worked in a similar fashion, because you can generate charges for banner during the banner uptime, which is amazing. So you can kind of have it constantly. I even have a cooldown on it of 8 seconds just to have like a higher radius. And this gem, the Resource Passion, very good for it as well, because it's literally making it cost like 50% less glory, so you literally will have it every time you want it. It is that simple. You get like more area and you get the duration, and you're good to go. Time of Need, this one is also very like one of the best things about Warrior, because debuffs hurt us quite a bit, and this one heals for quite a bit of like life as well, and removes all elemental ailments and curses. It's absolutely amazing. Like this, I don't know how people can play Warrior without this one. Honestly, it's such a good aura, probably one of the best one to take. And as you can see here, 6.63 seconds. It's very like, this is a very generous timer that we get. So we get like a huge decent amount of heal, and we get basically cleanse on everything. Very good. And that is about the skills. Oh yeah, and as I said, if you're not using Astramentis, don't level up War Banner. It only increases duration, so like I don't care right now, because we have Astramentis, which is so my dexterity is like more than enough to max it out. But otherwise, do not level it up. Keep it as low as your dexterity is. Like, you don't really need dexterity for anything else, so as I said, like, keep it as low as possible, unless you want more duration. It's up to you, but as I said, to save the stats before Astramentis. So you want to drop all the fissures on the ground, right? You want to armor break, and now you pretty much drop the hammer, and the boss is dead. Like, I didn't even use my highest damaging skill, which is a Rolling Slam, so it's basically like, it's game over. Once you drop the hammer on the fully broken boss, it is game over. This one is let me just see, I can show here where is my Atlas skill tree. I think it's only like +2 on the map boss difficulty itself, but it is like a tier 79 map. As I said, they will all delete pretty much like this. And remember, I didn't have a War Banner, I didn't even use the Rolling Slam, so the build has definitely like single target damage. And that is it pretty much for the build. Also, like, one more quick tip as well, when you're trying to get your Ancestral Cry up, since we are stampeding and everything kinda gets like destroyed super fast in a very big radius. What you want to do is like drop couple of fissures, like hammer, explode the hammer, right? You just slow everything get burned, because like this one gets basically gets the glory, as you can see over here. Like, we are gaining glory. Embodiment requires kind of glory, generates most as glory skill igniting an enemy, so we are igniting like a lot, but the thing with Stampede, we kinda explode everything before they even get to the ignite part, so that is why you want to like drop this. Pretty much the fissures themselves, so like they ignite. Same goes with the hammer itself, but that's pretty much it. Anyway, If you have any questions regarding the build, you can drop the comment down below, or you can just visit my Twitch or YouTube. I stream almost every day, apart from Thursdays and Sundays. And thank you very much. Salute and bye.